I was hoping that this would push to a half point one way or the other, because Justin Herbert is also an automatic take plus 3.5 because he gets close in the fourth quarter and he can never win a game, but they cover. Every show, I have to throw something in there.
Your hatred of Justin Herbert is unmatched.
No, my observations of Justin Herbert are crystal clear, while the rest of the world is wrong.
Hello, welcome to Geoff Schwartz is Smarter Than You. Geoff Schwartz is Smarter Than You, presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours. And guys, we have done it. It is time for our favorite episode of the year. Every week, really, honestly. Geoff Schwartz, Matt Ford. We are picking 5 NFL games against the spread. We do it each and every week. It is week 1. It is here. Cowboys are today. Cowboys Commanders today, obviously. We had game Friday, game Sunday, 2 games Monday, Matt. And I've been waiting for this day for months and months and months. It has finally gotten here. I know you're excited like I am. What is the energy like in Matt Ford's brain right now as we approach one of our favorite shows to do all year?
It is sizzling, Jeff. I can't believe we're here. It's such a long off season, man. I just feel like it gets longer every year. Maybe it's just when I look up and I'm like, baseball, WNBA, and then all of a sudden it's August and you're like, ooh, there's some football on. Ooh, there's even some starters playing, and it's just it percolates, and then it comes and you're like, my life is about to be so different for the next few months. Hopefully it'll be a profitable year. We're here with our partners at Meadowlark. You're there today, and with DraftKings, and I feel like the pressure's kind of on us, bud. Like we've had some years where, it's gotten to week 13 and we've put up a couple 0-5s, and this year, we're not doing that. We're not doing that this year, Jeff. We're going to be a profitable show this year. I'm making a statement to lead us off.
So for those who look to play these or fade these, or however you want to do them, we have a pattern that we sort of go by, Matt, where week 1, we do very well.
Come out hot. Yep.
Week 2 or 3, we have an offer every single season, because we either overreact to week 1, we get off our ethos, we get off what we do, and then about week 12, when we're like 7 games under 500, we battle back to about 500 every year. I think one year we were maybe 3-4 over 500. One year we were 2 under 500. We're about 500. We're about 500. We'll throw some props along your way. Those are not official plays, but they're things that I like and I've wagered on. We'll give those to you via DraftKings. And we'll go through all the games. Some games we will spend more time than others. There are games we're not going to like. If you're new here, that's the way it goes in a given week. One last thing too, Matt, before we get going here. Look, if you're here because you want to bet on favorites every week, probably not your podcast. Okay? Let's be quite honest with you, okay? The NFL last year was a favorites league. It's very rare that favorites, especially big favorites, road favorites, cover a lot of NFL games. Not college football. You don't get 73-20 in the NFL in a non-conference game, right? Even these 8.5 point spreads Thursday night, Denver and Tennessee, like it's the NFL, man. These games are within 7 points, 70% of the games, right? Within 7 points in the fourth quarter, Matt. It happens all the time. And so you try to take sort of the emotion out of betting the favorites, and we look at contrarian plays, we look at underdogs, we look at home divisional dogs, all these things that traditionally have won over the years, and Mike Tomlin as a home underdog, and we're going to give it to you that way. So if you like a podcast to bet on the Eagles this weekend and the Broncos, Matt, and the Cardinals, not for you. So we hope that if you're here, you enjoy our process because we like doing it. And again, these are real wagers. We make these wagers with the help of DraftKings.
We're thrilled to be doing them. To your point, Jeff. These are professional football games. So there are weeks where, I think maybe this is how we start the show, when we just get right to the Eagles and Cowboys. So the Eagles and Cowboys are playing tonight. The line before the Micah Parsons trade was Eagles by 7, which already was pretty high, and I was probably already going to push for us to take the Cowboys. And then Micah Parsons gets traded. It doesn't seem like Dallas is that upset about it, frankly, right? Like it seems like the key decision makers all said yes to it. The locker room seems, like it's a these are professional organizations. Sometimes they make mistakes, but I don't think this team is completely falling apart. But the line moved a 1.5. So this is the reminder where it's like, hey, we might be betting on some really bad teams this week. We might be betting on teams that are going to get their asses kicked, like probably the Cowboys will. But it's about covering the spread, and it's about showing up.
Yes.
And you're going to have to, if you're going to, trail us or fade us, you're going to have the Dolphins-Colts game on. I'm sorry in advance. I don't want to watch it. I don't even want to bet it. I know you're going to make me bet one side of it. I don't want to, but we're going to. So, welcome to the show.
We are going to.
Please rate, review, subscribe. Why don't we talk about the Eagles-Cowboys?
YouTube, please. Yeah.
They are, it's an 8:20 kick for the defending champs. I think we got to do it, bud.
No, we're not doing it.
Come on.
Well, okay, I'll take it back. So here's look, we can put games down on a list, and then we finalize the 5 at the end. So I'm fine putting Dallas here plus 8.5. But let me kind of explain to you why I think that it's probably not the best wager. Thank you to our show researcher, Bill Barnwell, for this tweet. But it's very true, and it's bears itself out when you watch them play, but just the numbers show it out. When Micah Parsons has played for the Cowboys, okay, Matt, they're number 1 in the NFL in EPAs, number 1 in defensive of efficiency. When he doesn't play, they're 31st. There's just no replacing Micah Parsons defensively. And I don't know how that's going to affect them in this game. I also don't know emotionally if they're going to be up or down. When the Chargers traded Khalil Mack back, 2017, 2018, their season went right into the tank. Right? Like, think about the importance of a player like Khalil Mack or Micah Parsons. You lose that guy. What is your team going to be heading into week 1, heading into Philly? You get down 10-0, man. How are you coming back? How are you making stops on defense? I just don't know if they can rush the passer in this game. If you can't rush the passer against Philly and you allow Jalen Hurts to have as much time as he wants, or you allow Saquon Barkley to get off, they're not going to be able to keep up offensively, I feel like, Matt. So that's why, to me, it's a huge maybe. I get we get the value of the 8.5 right now. But I do really think the Cowboys mentally and just ability to play without Parsons will be tested against this Eagles team. The Eagles return everyone on offense but one player. They now have a new OC, I get that, but they've actually played well last year, a couple years ago, in week 1s with new OCs. Got to replace some on defense. We know edge rusher primarily. And I just don't like the makeup of this game for the Cowboys.
So do you think that Micah Parsons was worth almost 2 points? Because that's what Vegas is saying. This line was 7, and then all of a sudden it's 8.5, and they're dying for Cowboys money. I don't see it, man. I hear you, and obviously, from a football perspective, you're right. But we're talking about one player that's not a quarterback that moved the line 1.5. And in week 1, underdogs that are 6+ point dogs cover 64% of the time. That's even better when it's in the division. And Dak, he's very rarely a 7+ point dog. He's 4-1 in that spot. And I think you're right. Obviously Parsons is gonna have an impact.
Yeah.
But Dak, we're forgetting what this Dallas team actually can be when Dak is healthy.
Correct.
And we assume that's true. They have a great passing game. The Eagles' only weak spot would be their secondary, right? So you would think that a bunch of new guys, some
maybe
injuries.
the edge rusher is edge rusher maybe a little bit,
which also is probably beneficial to Dallas. It's a pretty high point total at 47.5.
Yeah.
I have a feeling, Dallas probably won't mind if this turns into a bit of a shootout. It's over a touchdown. Everyone's been clowning on Dallas for the last week. I think this is a really, really nice buy low spot for them. And, I don't know. I just think the 1.5 move with Parsons is just way too high.
It's on the maybe list already, because we know the maybes in here. The last thing I'll say about this game, I like Dak Prescott over 2.5 rush attempts in this game, Matt. You get plus money on DraftKings right now for that wager.
That's fun.
He does not run the ball a ton, 3 carries a game-ish. Last year didn't play the Eagles, but in 2023, he rushed the ball 3 times and 6 times against Philly, and then he put him once in 2022 and rushed the ball 9 times against Philly. I think with the Philly pass rush and the need to get some yards at times, Dak will be willing to run the ball a little bit more. I do think that in week 1, it is helpful to run the ball with a quarterback, because the Eagles have not had time to repair. They don't know what they're getting, right? You could sneak 3rd down, 4th down, a quarterback run, a RPO, things like that. and Eagles just not be ready for it, Matt. So it's plus 130 run right now on the DraftKings app. I have played that over Dak Prescott over 2.5 rush attempts.
That's a fun one. I think also we're going to see. I don't think people are really talking about the fact that AJ Brown and Devontae Smith are both coming into this season a little bit banged up. So it might be a good spot to maybe take a Dallas Goedert prop. Barkley to go over 100 rushing yards is plus 117, which is kind of fun. And then let me see if we can find.
You know what other wager I like a lot? It's so high right now, but the Barkley longest rush is 20.5. That typically is like 17.5 in like a good year for him. But 20.5 is a lot. That's a big breakaway run. I would even be comfortable with. I don't even know if they have like fourth quarter rushing yards for Saquon. They don't think they project that out that early in the week, but that's something to look for here. All right, Matt. So we have the Cowboys as a maybe.
Okay.
We have 15 games left to go. So we got, let's.
We've been here for 45 minutes.
Yeah, let's move to game 2 where I like something.
Night.
Breaks one of my rules, but so be it.
Here we go. 0-1. The Chiefs and the Chargers are playing in Brazil. The Chiefs are laying 3 points. Every time these two teams play, it's a 2-point game. So I guess we're going to hope that the Chiefs are covering the 3, huh?
We are going to hope that. I don't know, Matt. I think the Chiefs are just good this season. And I think they have a chip on their shoulder. I think it's going to show in week 1. I know Rashee Rice is not playing. I get that. But Travis Kelce's tormented the Chargers over the years. And I think we're going to just see a different Chiefs team this year, especially in week 1. They've heard everything about them all offseason. There's lists coming out now. I mean, Joe Montana, for heaven's sake, put out a list, Matt, saying what quarterbacks would he build around? And he didn't include Patrick Mahomes in his top 4, which is like these slights for no reason whatsoever. Colin Cowherd talking about him, and we love Colin, but like he's kind of made because of Andy Reid, like stuff like that. Mahomes loves that stuff, right? To hear those things, Matt, and they have a chance in week 1 to give it to the Chargers. It's just a neutral site game. So the 3 is basically right, like the home field advantage, just telling you that the Chiefs are neutral field, 3 points better. Maybe it's 2 points on neutral field in America. I don't know. But I like Kansas City to start fast in this game. You're right. The Chargers treat this game like their Super Bowl every single season, and they play this game super close over the years. But 3.5 would have been 2.5 would have been great. I think at 3.5, even I might take San Diego. I might take Los Angeles here, Matt. But I like the Chiefs -3 in this game.
I don't love it. I mean, the rule of thumb is you want to take Mahomes laying under 3. That's just sort of an automatic take. I was hoping that this would push to a half point one way or the other because Justin Herbert is also an automatic take plus 3.5 because he gets close in the fourth quarter and he can never win a game, but they cover. Every show, I have to throw something in there just to irritate.
Your hatred of Justin Herbert is unmatched.
No, my observations of Justin Herbert are crystal clear while the rest of the world is wrong. Harbaugh 64% against the spread in his career. It worries me, Geoff, but you could throw out the like Andy Reid amazing off a break, whether that's a bye or week 1. I don't feel strongly about this one, but the show is not called Matt Ford is Smarter Than You. It is called Geoff Schwartz is. So I'm not going to put up a big fight here.
5.
But yeah,
we try to agree on the 5. And
we have 2.
One thing
and
about Chiefs games
Sunday.
too is I like looking at like random touchdown props for them, like Juju Smith scoring a touchdown at plus 475 because the Chiefs throw the ball to everyone, Matt. Like first touchdown score for Juju is 25-1. It's not out of the realm he scores the first touchdown for them. Those are sometimes the way to play some of these Chiefs games.
How about maybe we look at a little Travis Kelce touchdown? Maybe
I thought about that.
Maybe that's just what we do here.
Yeah,
we've got it's such a big spot. Like first touchdown is plus 950, ATD is plus 165. Individual? Why don't we throw in a plus 165 anytime for Trav? I just have a feeling like big spot Friday
Kelce
night.
Anytime TD, okay. Kelce anytime TD. Just go into the. So I bet the Travis Kelce over receiving. I've also bet personally myself over 4.5 touchdowns. He had 3 last year, I think. But again, I think the Kelce. I think we know he's going to be better this year, right? The weight loss thing, the recommitting yourself in this final year, what appears to be his final season, newly engaged man as well, got a little motivation. There's no motivation whatsoever because you're engaged, but we can use that to our advantage, maybe as gamblers, right? That
there's going to be a lot of cameras at that wedding. There, you know, he might want to look good. He might want to. That might be on his radar.
Do you think? I keep going back to. Do you think it's going to be one of those weddings that I think it's going to be like super private, like 15 people are going to be there, like super small wedding is my guess.
I think that's probably smart because there's a lot of people who could say they're getting an invitation to that. You know, or they Bezos it and they're like, everyone, if you're famous, you're invited. You know, then maybe you're going.
Bezos did
when he took over Venice and it's like, why is he really friends with Leonardo DiCaprio? Like, when did that friendship? What do they have in common? They're both guys who.
I'm just curious if my brother gets an invite. If Mitch gets an invite, I'm just curious. They're
maybe
friends. I don't know if they're like
set a line on that. What's the yes no split there?
I don't know, but I think no would be pretty high. All right, Matthew. Let's move on to your favorite team in the world.
Yes.
The Comandantes.
Yes, facing your former team, the New York Giants. The Commanders, this one's moved around. It's down to 6. It was down to 5.5 briefly. I don't know, man. I have some thoughts on this game, as you can imagine.
Okay,
but let's hear what you think.
Either I and you are the jackasses that believe Washington's going to be better this season and the Giants are going to be worse, or we're just wrong and everyone else is right. Like that's what this game comes down to, right, Matt? Where like there seems to be this push the last couple weeks that the Giants are better than we think, and the Commanders, and I never bought it all year, all offseason, are not going to be as good as we think, right? Because Jane Downs going to have a slump because Stroud has a slump. I don't know why those pair, Mac. I don't understand why Washington will have a slump offensively because their defense played bad quarterbacks last season. Daniels is going to stink. I don't get that. Like I don't get the logic behind that. All we've heard all offseason is that the Commanders won't be the same. Okay, they might not be the same. They're not going to be much worse. Look at their team. Look at the track record of the players on their team. And I think Daniels is that good of a player. We're not going to see a slump. Dan Quinn, by the way, has been a Super Bowl, not champion, Super Bowl. His team went to Super Bowl, right? He coached in the Super Bowl. In Dallas, his defense were great in Dallas. There was a time like Atlanta, it dropped off eventually, but early on it was good. I don't see the Commanders taking a drop. And as far as the Giants, yes, their defense is really good. Check mark, right? But offensively, Andrew Thomas, as of now, probably not playing, right, Matt? I think I'm right on that. Russell Wilson on the road. Russell Wilson's going to throw the ball deep once and throw the ball 37 times within 7 yards of the line of scrimmage. I just don't buy the Giants in this spot. And I get it. Sharp money's pushed the Giants. People out on the Commanders, Matt. So we're either going to be really right about Washington or we're not. I would be okay taking Washington -6. We won't get a better number, I think, in this spot. But we're basically fading the Sharps, which I don't really love.
I couldn't agree more with literally everything you said. And looks like Thomas is practicing, improving.
I thought it was like sort of like a. It doesn't feel great as of right now, as we record this on
Wednesday
the 3rd, Wednesday the 3rd.
Yeah. Maybe
Friday will be Friday will be the tell on him, but I think that there's some worry that he might not be ready to go quite yet. But again, it's Wednesday, so he was on the field today. Looked like he was in pads, so that's a good start for that. But we don't quite know yet.
And even if he does play, he's coming off a Liz Frank. So, but
it's his first. It would be his first 11 on 11 reps since
last
he got
October.
Hurt, essentially.
Yeah. So I agree. Traditionally in this spot, this is a good stat. Russell Wilson, week 1, 2-6-1 against the spread in week 1. I agree that I think this is going to move to 5.5.
You do?
It's touched it,
interesting.
It's touched it, and I think it might head back there because of you're right. All the sharps have come in. The only from a football standpoint, like you can probably explain this a little better than I can, but the strength of the Giants' whole team, they have one elite thing, and that's their pass rush. And if there's one quarterback or one type of quarterback you're going to go against, where that can be nullified with a few different things, including like a really up-tempo, no substitution kind of strategy that the Commanders love. A quick pass behind the line of scrimmage, like yards after the catch game, where like the blitz doesn't really matter. It's like Washington's never in 3rd and 10, and that's where the Giants want to put you. and then keep the game kind of close, and then a couple bombs to neighbors, and that's the script. Like, I just don't think it's I don't think it's a good matchup for the Giants. And I think the Commanders, like, if there's one sort of team that can figure out a way to scheme around a really good pass rush, it's probably this offense, isn't it?
It is. And I do wonder as well, like, Jay Daniels rushing right now is 43.5. Against that pass rush, do you think he will have to run the ball a little bit more, try to find ways to move him out of the pocket, just get him to scramble? That to me is a question in this game. Maybe rush attempts is the way to go for Daniels if we're looking for a prop in this one. The rush attempts is at 8.5. He averaged 9.2 last season. DraftKings. I love how they have the season average like right next to the prop, so you can see that nice. Very well. It's very clear. But I'm with you, Matt. As far as this game, is Washington -6 a maybe for you?
It's a maybe. I'm scared, but it's a maybe. I think
it's a maybe.
If we're talking anytime touchdowns, this does feel like it does feel like they're going to do some goofy stuff with Debo in this game. Like, if they're trying to sort of get that pass rush on its heels a little bit, that's either like a jet sweep or a quick pass slant thing. Like, I do feel like this could be the game where they sort of unleash him a little bit. He's plus 195.
So right now, plus 195, right, for anytime touchdown for Debo, 10-1 for first TD scorer. So those are some possible options here.
And also, like, McLaurin probably starts a little slowly too. You would imagine if he didn't get much game.
I think the under would be wise to play for him.
That's
all right. Good. So we have 3 games so far, and we have 3 maybes.
3 maybes.
Good
all right.
Start.
Well, we're headed to a 4th.
I don't know if we'll have one right here. Oh, geez. Are you going to convince me on this? Are you going to sell me on this one, Matt? Go ahead.
Yeah. All right. The Bengals.
I think you're right. By the way,
they're laying 5.5 to the Cleveland Browns. Everyone is out on the Browns. This line has actually come down a little. I think this was at 6 for a bunch of the offseason, and it's come down because all of the sharps have gotten wise at once. It might even be headed to 5, so this might be a good time to buy if you like Cleveland. I mean, this is a pretty simple case, even regardless of the fact that the Bengals tend to start pretty slowly. It's just that, like, it's week 1, and the Browns have a pretty damn good defense. Joe Flacco's going to be healthy. Like, the rest of their team is kind of fine. Yeah. Like, no, they don't have peak Nick Chubb anymore. Like, okay, but this is still the defense that last year we all loved, that we all thought was going to, turn the team around. They still have Stefanski. They still have the infrastructure of a team that just a few years ago felt like it might be a quarterback away from being a Super Bowl contender. And this is like, it's kind of a must-win situation for them. Like, if they get blown out in this game, that things can turn in a hurry. But I just really think that people are taking their sort of macro view on the Browns and forgetting, this is a team with a really good defense. If the Bengals start slow on the road, it's, are they going to do this again where they, they start and stink the whole month of September. I just think this is a good buy for the Browns.
I love the Browns here, Matt. A couple things. One, obviously, is I don't think they're as bad as we want them to be. I think the quarterback isn't great, but this is Joe Flacco as healthiest and most agile in week 1. Stefanski is a play caller, just waiting to use all these plays in week 1 he's been waiting for. And the Bengals defense sucks. It's not good, Matt. Nothing's gotten better. Yes, Trey Hendrickson is back. I get it. It still stinks. It's still not very good. And the Browns have enough pieces to make the Bengals pay. Also worth noting here that Joe Burrow has not been good against the Bengals in his career. I mean, the Browns in his career. And that's important because out of 59 regular season games since 2021, Burrow's games versus the Browns have ranked 35, 40, 48, 51, 57, 59 in EPA. So he hasn't been good against them, Matt. And that carries, right? The Browns obviously do something well against the Bengals. They've had months to prepare for this game. And you're right. Everyone's saying you're out. And this is a stinky Geoff Schwartz Smart News special, right? Cleveland plus 5.5 in this game. This game is going to end up, being, 27-23, and we're going to cover and be just fine with it.
You got to do it. And, obviously we haven't mentioned the Burrow thing yet because I think it's just going to be so, obviously everyone's going to be talking about it. Week 1, he's 1-4 straight up and against the spread. That's tied for the worst. He's 3-7 against the spread and 1-9 straight up in the first 2 games of the year in his career. And otherwise, he's 42, 23, and 1 straight up and similar against the spread. So I just, everybody's like, well, they're not going to do it again. They're not going to stink again in the beginning of the season. Well, like, what's different? It's the same team. It's the same coaches. It's the same quarterback. And they have to go on the road at the divisional team. I wish this was 6, but I will take it at 5.5 before it gets to 5 because I think it's going to head there over the weekend. So jump in now.
4 games, 4 maybes. So good start for us. I feel like this next game, though, you're going to have to hard sell me on this one, because I think I hope you don't make the case I hope you're going to make.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Well, I am going to try to make it. It is the Aaron Rodgers, Justin Fields body swap game. The Steelers are laying 3 points at the New York Jets. There's only one play here, and it is unfortunately the Jets. The question is, are we going to make it? We talk a lot about Mike Tomlin on this show. We love backing Mike Tomlin when he's got a plus next to his name. He has a minus next to his name in his career. Yeah. He is 44% as a road favorite against the spread. In that time, I think the Steelers are the 4th or 5th worst team against the spread as road favorites, like ahead of just barely like the Browns and teams like that. Yeah. So this is the total in this game, by the way, is 38.5. And it's actually, I think it's heading down. It was at 39.5 earlier this morning when I looked. So I just think this is going to be a tight back and forth game. They're going to both try to control the pace. There's the Steelers, Rodgers takes forever to get a playoff, right? Like it's just going to be one of these like run the ball, punts, field goal, whatever. And I just think
I know.
The side is the Jets. I'm not sure I want to do it, but if we're picking a side, that's the side.
So the Jets lost one of the best offensive linemen today from practice. I think he hurt himself today, maybe yesterday. Elijah Vera-Tucker's out.
Yeah.
I just don't like their quarterbacks. I just don't like the quarterback room. Maybe you saw yourself in week 1. Justin Fields is able to just use his legs and use athleticism and make plays. They certainly they have a pretty good roster for being a team I think is going to stink this season. It's just, to me, it's a quarterback again, Matt. But Rodgers, I believe, didn't play in the preseason. So there's really not much connection there, at least in a game with the players he's going to play with on Sunday. The Jets defensively are good, and I think they can limit the Steelers. But do you want to need a Fields late score to cover this game, or is it going to be a game you think that the Jets are within the number for most of the game? That's like the Browns. I could buy Joe Flacco driving down and making plays. I could buy that 100% and getting a touchdown late to turn from a 10-point game to a 3-point game. I just don't buy Fields having to do that in this game against Pittsburgh. That's what worries me.
I mean, you're worried that the Aaron Rodgers 41-year-old's offense against the Jets defensive line and Aaron Glenn is going to come out firing, and that we're going to have to make it up. Like, I don't see it. I mean,
we're already turning into just the ugliest card of all time. It's already turning into this.
I mean, if you remember last year, we were like, everyone was really hot on the Jets. They came back. Rodgers had come back, and they were like 2-point dogs or something to the Niners, and they got absolutely murdered in that game. It was the Niners won by 2 touchdowns. Yeah. I just don't think Rodgers is going to start the season hot. It's just a question of, do we believe in Fields? But we don't need to win. We need to lose by less than 3
to cover. I know. I get it. I understand.
So I think it has to go in the maybes, but thank God we've got some relief coming here.
Oh, we have some relief the next game. This is going to be a skip. So
is this just a ban?
5 games, 5 maybe. I don't know if it's a ban, but this game just. So there are survivor leagues, right? On DraftKings, you go into the pool section, play any survivor. I'm going to play a survivor. You're going to play survivor. We all play survivor leagues. You can buy back in a lot of them eventually. There's going to be a lot of people this week on Arizona at New Orleans, which is the next game here. They're nearly a touchdown favorite on the road. I think Arizona smokes them, Matt. But last year we saw in week 1 where the Patriots beat the Bengals and knocked out half of survivor contestants. Like, this is the game right here that knocks out half of survivor contestants. It's the Saints at home, Spencer Rattler against a Cardinals team with Kyler Murray that sometimes just has a dud. And so I want no part of this game. The Cardinals are on our banned topics list, by the way, as we refresh this. There's going to be a very deep discussion we have about one of the teams on this banned list in a few minutes. We have officially added Kurt Herbstreit's dog to this, Pete, because we figured out his name. We said if we figured out his name, be on this list, Matt. How do you feel? You don't have a dog, I don't think. How do you feel about a dog being on the ban list?
I feel badly for the dog. I think that the problem people have with the dog is not the dog. The problem is that it gets so much attention. Pete gets so much attention as a dog.
Yeah.
It's like, Curb Street, he's a normal guy. He has like a very pretty, fun dog that he brings around. Like, this isn't news. But I guess if TCU is putting a 50-point pasting on Bill Belichick, then they need to cut to something. So, like, whatever, I get it.
His dog put the headset on. He was panting. He was panting on the telecast.
I tuned in. I was doing something childcare related, and then tuned back in, and I just saw like the score and the dog with a headset on, and I was like, "What just happened? How long have I been gone? It's only been like 20 minutes."
You're like, I'm out immediately.
Yeah, so nomination for the ban list is going to be Spencer Rattler, just for the record. We don't need to decide it now. I just don't ever want to talk about him ever. But I also think, I don't know what this is, but we just have to have a code. And laying 6.5 points with Kyler Murray on the road, we're never going to do that. You will never see me do that. I will not do it in a survivor pool even. Kyler Murray is the worst quarterback record-wise as a favorite. The second, interestingly, is Trevor Lawrence when we're just talking about straight up wins and losses. We are going to pass on this game, and I'm so irritated about it, Geoff, that I actually think we need to take a pause so that I can regain my composure over here.
So we'll take a pause here for the audio audience. On the YouTube audience, we're going to stay here. We'll be back in just a few minutes. All right, Matt, we're back. Hopefully you've calmed down a little bit here. We banned a dog and banned a team player, maybe all together. Let's get back into some of these games here. The next game is interesting. I don't know what to make of this number.
It's the Falcons hosting the Bucs in a huge game for playoff implications. We assume the Bucs are 2.5-point road favorites. No one, despite the fact that the Bucs or the Falcons are sort of a darling team, no one is betting on them. I think 80% of the bets are on the Bucs as road favorite. So what are we doing here?
Okay, so I think betting on the Falcons has to go on the ban list, Matt, because we've been doing this show now for how many? 6 years, I think, now. And we've lost every wager on the Falcons. Whether we're on the Falcons or not. We lost last year when the Falcons played the Chargers and the Chargers didn't score like an offensive touchdown for the entire second half, or they had 7 punts, whatever insane thing it was, and we didn't cover that game. The Falcons never win wagers. I will tell you this though. The 2.5 in this game is really interesting because we know that 3 is the typical number. Now, I will say with home field advantage being adjusted a little bit, Matt, 2 or 2.5 might be more traditionally sort of where that number is at, not 3 anymore. But don't be afraid if it's 2.5. Like I think people look at that and say, well, I'm going to take the favorite now. They're telling you where to bet. Right? They're telling you the Falcons is the side in this one, right? So I wouldn't be opposed to it, Matt. I just lose every Falcons game I wager on. And so I think until I see them play a game with the roster they have now, Penix being the full-time starter entering this season, obviously the full-time starter, I think we stay away from Falcons games for the most part.
They are their side. We've got 70%, 68% of the tickets are on the Bucs spread on DraftKings, 75% of the money line tickets. Baker Mayfield, he is the third least profitable quarterback against the spread as a favorite, 38%, only ahead of Derek Carr and Russell Wilson. He's never been 500 as a favorite or above in his career, which is fascinating. 6-14 as a favorite against the spread against his division. 4-12 against the spread in his division in his last 16 starts in that spot. Thank you to our friend Evan Abrams at Action Network for those. Falcons are the side, but I hear you. I don't know if we need to stick it in. And by the way, like the Bucs are the Bucs and the Falcons are the Falcons. So I'm fine to wait and see on this one. It's not like we're hurting for contenders.
No. All right.
Here it is, Geoff. You're gonna make the case for me, and I'm gonna get really upset. It is the Miami Dolphins who. Ooh, interesting. This has shifted. The Dolphins are now, or wait, has it been this way the whole time? I thought the Dolphins were laying points, but they are actually getting 1.5. The Colts are laying the 1.5 at home. Dear God, are we betting on Daniel Jones? Please say no.
All right, Matt, betting splits, okay? We're going to talk about this from time to time. And it's not the be-all, end-all, but it might tell you where the sharp money is going. You typically want to be on that side, right? So when we say sharp money, we mean like syndicates. I do a radio show with Bill Krakenberger. His entire job is wagering. That's what he does for a living. They bet a lot of money on games. When he makes a wager, the line moves, right? So you want to be on his side. A lot of times, they're going to be on the side that's not on the public side. So when you see a lot of tickets, so if you go to the DraftKings app, it's right here. You can see it right here. Under game lines, it tells you the number of bets placed on the money line, on the spread. And so 75% of money has been bet on Miami plus 1.5. And the number has moved toward the Colts over the last couple of weeks. Okay. So the Colts have gotten to be longer favorites, but more money's on Miami. That's telling you, Matt, that sharp people are wagering on the Colts, right, for the number to move, while the Joe Schmo is wagering on the Dolphins. Okay. So that's a good indication. It doesn't mean you wager on them completely. But let me make my case for the Colts here, Matt. Look, I am no Daniel Jones fan, but I do think in this spot, there's going to be a lot of ways for the Colts to create offense in week one. I think it's uniquely an early season thing where the Dolphins don't know what they're going to see from Jones in this offense. I think Jones over rushing, I think I wrote it down. It's like 42.5. It is a good wager because I think they're going to have to run the ball and use his legs in this game. And there's just, I think, an ability for Steichen to design an offense in the early in the season, Matt, that works really well for Daniel Jones. On the other hand, I think the Dolphins stink, dude. I think they're really bad. And like that's part of it as well, where like, what are the Dolphins, how are the Dolphins in this game? What are they bringing that makes you feel great about Miami in this game? The offense is so one-dimensional now. I mean one-dimensional. I mean, Tua just takes a snap, looks one direction, the ball's not open. In 2 seconds, he doesn't know what to do with it. He doesn't want to get hit anymore, right, Matt? Their offensive line's not great. The run game's not great. The short yardage situations, like they don't do anything really well. And so I get the idea of, we think Shane Steichen's a good coach. We do. Daniel Jones is competent enough to run an offense in week one. They've been working on for 2 weeks now to prepare for this game. I'm the Colts to the right side here.
Well, I mean, your point about the fact that all of the bets and money have been coming in on Miami this whole time and the line hasn't moved is very curious. That's a bit of a red flag to your point. Shane Steichen, weirdly, incredible
red flag to what?
Red flag saying that the Dolphins are not the right side. So I'm agreeing.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I said it poorly, but I'm agreeing with you. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
The Colts under Steichen, 15-8 in September against the spread in September, October, November, 3-8 in December or later. Only Dan Campbell has a better against the spread rate than that. But the Colts never win in week one, 2-14-1 straight up in their last 17 and against the spread. And Tua undefeated in week one. So those trends are all bad. Just interesting. I don't really want to bet on this one. I don't really have a feel for this one. I do think that it's a little bit concerning that Achane has been banged up. He said in practice on Wednesday, I'm 100%, but like, no, you're obviously not. The Tyreek Hill thing has just been strange. This is just an odd team, but it's an indoor track meet of a game against kind of a weird defense and a team that, I don't know who scares you on the Colts offense, but I do think the Colts are the right side. I just like, oh my God, I want to die if we have to do this.
Well, so I want to die are the wagers that win, which is kind of the way this works in the NFL.
Yeah, they better. I want to die and then
I'm going to give you college wagers. I'm
going
to give you college wagers at the end of this show, Matt, and we're going to pick all a bunch of big favorites. Don't you worry. If you want to bet on big favorites favored by 5 touchdowns, this will be the podcast for you.
Okay.
All right, let's move along to the next game.
Thank you for that.
I don't know how much we're going to have for Raiders Patriots, but here we go.
Yeah, interesting. I think I'm really going to be interested in this game, but that's a sign usually not to bet it. The Raiders are +3 in Foxborough. This one has danced around a little bit too, 2.5 for the Patriots. I think the Raiders are probably the right side here, but I don't feel convinced enough. I'm very bullish on the Raiders and just feel like the Patriots maybe a little bit overrated, but I don't really feel strongly about it. Do you?
I don't. I just don't know what we're getting from the Raiders at the moment, right? You're relying on a rookie running back in the first game. Geno Smith, new offense. I don't know. I think a general fate of the Patriots is probably fine this year.
Yeah.
Like 3 point. They're a favorite in like 11 games, which is insane.
So
11
crazy.
games. But this is when I just, out of all the selections we have, I don't feel great about it. So
Yeah.
I don't have a side in this one.
Yeah, and you're getting the half point of value as we record this. I think this will end up back at 2.5. So, if you're a Patriots buyer, maybe wait. But I think this is just a pass for us. I think we need to see both of these teams come out there. Next up, the last game of the 1 o'clock slate, by the way. We're headed into the 4 o'clocks after this one. Panthers, Jaguars, going to be another fascinating game. Can't believe the Jags are laying the hook here, 3.5.
Are we
pretty surprising?
Are we just done for taking Carolina plus 3.5? Are we the dumb people here doing this? I don't
think we are.
Why is Jackson favored by 3.5? Like what? I don't get the reason why. What's the case for them winning this game by over a field goal? Are they that much better than last season? The Panthers are better. I think they're better. Roster, year 2 Bryce Young. I like their coaching staff. What about I'm looking at Jacksonville's roster right now. What about their roster where you're like, man, they got a lot better this offseason? Travis Hunter, yeah, okay, I'm with you. But like, is he playing both ways the whole game? I think Travis Hunter's unders in a lot of these games are a way to go, by the way. I don't like their offensive line. I like the Panthers coaching staff. 3.5. I'm fine with Carolina plus 3.5, man.
Me too. Lawrence 1-3 straight up. Every year he's played in the first 4 weeks, which is pretty odd. 4-12 cumulatively. He's 2-7 straight up at home. He is behind Kyler Murray. He has the second worst record straight up as a favorite in the last 20 years, which is just stunning. The half point is just bizarre. And the Panthers, you said it, like they're just a solid team that's, taking some steps forward. And I just think this is a number play. I don't really feel a ton of conviction about Bryce Young on the road, but I feel like this is just a good value. So we should put it on the list, but this feels like a fifth if we need it kind of game.
Trevor Lawrence, by the way, is on the banned topic list. So we have to get on this pretty quickly.
Okay, fair enough.
And so we have to. He's on the ban list. On the ban list. Okay. All right. I do like Carolina here. The next game is just there's zero chance we're playing anything in this game.
Yeah, this is the Niners laying 2.5 in Seattle. I can't possibly take the Seahawks. I'm so out on them, but I'm also very sketched out by a road favorite, Kyle Shanahan 49ers team that I don't know even who's playing. So I think this is just a hard pass. I want to talk about it anymore.
No, I thought I mixed the games up. The next game we're talking about is a hard pass too. Look, I know a sharp group took Seahawks to Seattle today, Matt. I mean, this is divisional dog, right? We talk about this all the time. Divisional dog at home week 1, but I think we're both out on Seattle, right? We just did our NFC West episode, and I think Darnold was good last year. Not gonna be great this season. I think the Niners healthy right now for the most part, right? I mean, teams as healthy as they're going to be. I like what team coming off a year they had last year going to be motivated to start fast this season. So I would just stay away. That's what I would do.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I can't make an argument for either side really. The next one you mentioned is a buyer beware. That's the Titans plus 8.5 at the Broncos. The Titans historically terrible against the spread last year. They fixed the quarterback, we hope. So that would have a big part of it. But this is a nightmare of a start to a career for Cam Ward. Yeah. Everyone's going to have this one in their survivor pool. The vibes are strange here. I think they put up this number this high so they could get out of all the teasers. But this, I don't know. Can you possibly make a case for either side?
No, I like Tennessee under 16.5 team total points on DraftKings right now. They're not going to score a lot of points, Matt. They're just not. It's going to be a rough season for them. And Denver could easily win this game 31-10. And we're just like, that was the right side. We knew it the whole time. But I think we just stay away from that one as it'll be a huge public side. It'll be the number one survivor, play them, and probably the Cardinals, everyone fading the Saints. So, look, we have a ton of maybes so far. So we're good to stay away from. I think the next game, this next game, I'm curious if we're taking the 2.5 here.
Yeah, it's the Lions at Packers. What a game this is going to be. Still this is the 425 window. Packers by 2.5. This one has sort of been hanging around there. I don't think the Parsons trade moved this one much, did it?
Well, it's got his back injury too, so I think people were worried about that.
Right. Another reason why
okay.
the Eagles thing is insane, by the way, but continue.
What Eagles thing?
That Micah Parsons might not even have played effectively with the Cowboys, but they still moved it to move it a point and a half. Anyway.
Yeah. So when I first saw this graphic in the rundown, I actually wrote down Green Bay plus 2.5. That was kind of, I was like, oh, the plus 2.5. It must be plus if it's 2.5. It's a minus 2.5.
Yeah.
Like my first instinct was that would be the underdog in this game. Isn't those sirens going off, Matt? Like to the point we made about Green Bay, like Vegas thinks they're much better than maybe the public thinks they are. Lions, multiple coordinator changes, already guys hurt on defense. Where are they offensively without Ben Johnson, who's doing, we think he would do well in Chicago. I'm not sure I love the Packers, Matt, but the Packers feel like the side here, even though last year we know they really couldn't beat and cover against playoff teams.
This one scares me, man. It just does.
I think it's a stay away, but I think it would be Packers or nothing to me.
Packers, I agree. They would be my side also. LaFleur, 15-3 against the spread in the first 3 games of the season, 7-0 against the spread at home in those games. But Jared Goff has never not covered in week 1, 8-0. Dan Campbell, 11-3 in September. So like the trends are all just saying like, just don't bet on this one. And I got to see it. I mean, it is still the Lions, and they're coming off of a loss where they got absolutely embarrassed, and you know that they're going to come out hot, and that Dan Campbell's going to have them up for this one. I just think it's a fun stay away, and we're going to learn something. Maybe we're going to have to ignore what we learned because it's going to be, somebody's going to make a real statement. But I'm good to lay off that. I'd say the Packers would be my side, but it doesn't seem like either of us are dying to do that.
No, I'd rather take the ugly Colts than the Packers. Yeah. So that's where my brain's at right now. All right, we got a big game in Los Angeles here between 2 teams hoping to make deep playoff runs.
Yes, the Texans are at the Rams. A surprising 3-point favorite for the Rams. I think, considering we don't exactly know what condition Stafford is in here, but Texans, no Joe Mixon, obviously. A lot of rookie receivers who are going to have to get acclimated. Are the Rams the side here? I feel like I can't really tell.
I just think without health of Stafford, the knowing on Wednesday, we can't take any play in this one, right? I think if Stafford were healthy, maybe the Rams would be the side. But look, the Texans, man, look, their offense last year was such a disaster, Matt, just fundamentally and schematically, that I think we're sort of under the radar right now as far as teams we're talking about. If they go back to an offense that's functional, just schematically, they're going to be really good again. They have a lot of good football players. Now, their offensive line's a question mark, and that is a concern, right? Backing a team that won a division with a bad offensive line, but you look at the rest of the division, and there's question marks there as well all over the field, right? But we know they got quarterback, wide receiver. They got guys on defense that can sack the quarterback, and we know DeMeco Ryans is good as a head coach and defensive coach. So it does feel like, Matt, that the Texans are a little undervalued right now, especially if Stafford's back is as beat up as it is. Getting 3 points in the situation feels like the right side. But without Stafford's health, like knowing his health, I think it's a stay away for us.
Really well said. I have nothing to add. I think you could be right that the Texans might be the side here. That's going to be a pass for us. I'm very curious to see how Stafford looks. Sometimes, McVay has made mountains and molehills in these things, and Stafford is one tough dude. All right, Sunday night game of the week is the Ravens at the Bills. Yeah. The Bills are laying only 1.5 points. Lamar Jackson, historic as an underdog. So is Josh Allen, though. So are all these good quarterbacks. I don't know. We're obviously not putting this one in, but what side are you on?
So I don't know. Here's what's going to happen for me during this game, Matt. So Sunday afternoon, I'm going to put the TV on. I'm going to watch a lot of football. And my wife at some point is going to complain because this is what happens every Sunday, the first Sunday of every year, Matt. She's like, football's on again? Yeah, happens every Sunday. Yeah,
that's right.
From now until the end of February, right? Like all summer we travel, all summer we have the most fun, right? And then the first Sunday, she's like, what the hell? We're watching football from 1 o'clock until 11? Yes, we are. That's exactly what's happening. I'm sorry to break it to you. So by the end of the day, she'll be so fed up with football. I'll have to appease her a little bit by watching some show. I'll be watching this on my iPad for the first hour. She'll fall asleep. I'll get back up. I'll watch on the big TV. I'll watch the entire thing, Matt. I don't want to have money on a game where I got to kind of switch rooms to watch, if that makes sense. I want to be locked in the entire time. So I think it's a pass for me. I think it's a great game. The number's about right. I think Buffalo is a Super Bowl champion this season. If it's not Kansas City, essentially, I think those two will battle. I think Buffalo's the 1 seed this year. I think Buffalo's better than Baltimore, so the number makes sense. But I'm just going to sit back and watch the game, Matt.
I completely agree. And I have a feeling if you're listening to this and you're like, I kind of think Baltimore might be able to pull it off, pull the trigger. This line, I think, is going to move towards a pick. There's lots of Baltimore backers out there that I think are going to move this number. Lamar 12-3 against the spread as a dog in his career. That's incredible that in all this time he's only been a dog 15 times. Yeah. I think the Ravens are better than the Bills. So I would take the Ravens, but obviously, A, we disagree, and B, this is a really tough game, so it's not going to make our 5, but really going to be a fun one. I can't wait to watch that one. And make my wife exhausted as well. Monday night game.
Is this a teaser leg for you? Is Baltimore a teaser leg for you?
Well, that's good. That's a good point. We could build a little teaser out here. Tease down the Broncos, tease up the Ravens. And maybe this one, Geoff. This would be a good third leg. The Monday night game. Vikings at Bears. Buddy, the Bears are catching 1.5 at home. And I'm telling you, I think if we learned anything from the Arch Manning, and I forget the Notre Dame quarterback's name, CJ something, whatever. If we learned anything from that, it's to maybe fade the guy making his first start on the road in a big spot and buy the Bears, who I love this year. I think the Bears are a really nice pick here, but I have a feeling you are not going to buy this one.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't know what the Bears are going to be, Matt. So I don't know what the Vikings are going to be. And the other games, look, we might, I'm looking at the list right now, like we might think that the Jets stink, but I don't know. I sort of know what I'm getting with the Jets, right? Plus the 3. I know what I'm getting. I know I'm getting from the Colts, the Browns even. I don't know what I'm getting from either of his teams, right? Yeah. Caleb Williams, game 1 in the regular season, if you recall, when they beat Buffalo in the preseason week 2, they were the best team of all time. And the Chiefs just shoved them in a locker for a half. Like the Vikings, McCarthy, he played a little bit in the preseason, not a ton. I just don't know what we're getting, Matt, in this game. And so to me, it's just a stay away, complete stay away. It is what it is. It's a standalone game. We just maybe you want to tease the Bears, Matt, if you feel good about the Bears, but to me, it's just a complete stay away.
70% of the money on the Vikings, on the road as road favorites with a quarterback we've never seen play in the NFL. It hits all my alarm bells, but I know I'm not going to convince you, and we can leave it there. Why don't we, Geoff? We have our picks to make for our first week. Why don't we take a break and review our maybes and then lock these MFers in, yeah?
Yeah, so stay tuned if you're watching YouTube. Audio, we'll be back in a second. All right, Matthew, we're back. So the way this goes, I got to move stuff around. I'm in this great Meadowlark studio. It's fantastic.
It really looks nice there. Thanks to the team there.
I wish we could do like a computer screen like up there. I didn't look down so much. I'm looking at my computer here. I got my notebook here. I write everything by hand. I don't know for the success rates. We have 5 to make. Okay, Matt.
Okay.
The maybes: Dallas, Kansas City, Washington, Cleveland. The Jets, Indy, Carolina, Green Bay, and Chicago. So the way we do this is that there are some games that we love, Matt loves. They go in. They're in. Okay, that's the way it works. Yep. I'm not going to invalidate Matt. I know it's my show, but Matt's a big part of it, and we're not going to invalidate his feelings about games. If
this
he loves
is just
a game,
a classic relationship strategy. Like, well, you said this restaurant's going to be great, so like, let's go. We should go to that restaurant. You said it's going to be great, and then it's a lose-lose for that person, because if it is great, then it's like, okay, well, now you're never going to listen to me again, and if it sucks, then it's like, well, screw me. Like, what? I drove us down a cliff. I see what you're doing there. I'm on to you.
So we've done this every year. Okay, we're eliminating Green Bay. They're off the list. We're eliminating Chicago.
Okay,
off the list. I feel like out of all these ones, are we eliminating? Do you love Washington a ton or not?
No. For emotional hedge reasons. Like if they lose, I'm going to be very sad that I lost it publicly as well.
So now we're down to only 6. Dallas, Kansas City, Cleveland, Jets, Indy, Carolina.
Dallas, Kansas City, Jets, Carolina. Who were the last two?
I feel like these dogs we're in on, right? Like Cleveland and the Jets and Carolina. Are we in on those three?
Cleveland, Jets, Carolina. I feel better. Cleveland and Dallas are my two favorites. Then the Jets. The Jets worry me a lot. The Panthers are, I think, a smart play, and then I feel like the Chiefs are going to be in this thing. But yeah, I think we can lock Cleveland.
Like
Let's lock Cleveland, and I'm fine to lock
Cleveland's
Carolina too.
So Cleveland, Carolina are in. All right, so that eliminates those guys. I'm Indy's in. I like Indy. That's just cool.
Oh, in Indy. Sorry. Yep. Okay.
All right. Okay, so we have. God, you really want to put Dallas in there? Oh boy.
8.5, man. It's just a ludicrous number, but we don't have to. If we like, okay, so we're at 3 for sure, and then we're deciding between Dallas,
Kansas City, and the Jets.
Dallas, Kansas City, and the Jets, and we need 2.
I mean, the number with Dallas makes a lot of sense, but jeez, man.
Man, this is looking like a typical week for us. We've got Joe Flacco, Bryce Young, Daniel Jones so far. We might as well throw Justin Fields in there.
Well, so we do. I put Kansas City in there, so we at least have one quarterback we can root for. So if we do, so between Dallas and the Jets, and we typically don't do Thursday night games.
Jesus Christ!
What people listen to this on Friday too? That's partly why we don't do that.
I mean, we could throw it out, or we could just not take Daniel Jones as a favorite. Just putting that one out there. Like, we do have that option available to us.
Dude, I think Miami's really bad.
All right, we got to keep that one in. I'm going to do the relationship strategy to you and say, well, it's your show.
All the money is on the Miami Dolphins on the road in week 1.
Yeah, it's not great.
That's insane. That's ludicrous. Here's the deal, Matt. So there are people that we follow on the internet. They follow on the internet that give out wagers that suck at it. Okay, I'm not saying we're the best, but we do okay job. You think they're going to rather give out the Cowboys 8.5 or the Jets +3? Like, what are they going to give out? Or Pittsburgh -3. Like, what? Probably the side to give out the most would be Eagles, right? Eagles -8.5 out of the 4 sides. Next would be Steelers, I would imagine. Oh
man, but I like them both. I really do.
I think the Jets is just a gross side. You just 17-14, 14-13, like just. I mean, fading Aaron Rodgers sounds like fun, doesn't it?
It does. Outside.
So, okay. Here we go.
Oh no! Here we go. All right, read them back.
Okay. Oh Lord, this is just. Cleveland +5.5. Carolina +3.5. Indy -1.5. Kansas City -3. Jets +3. So Flacco, Bryce Young, Daniel Jones, Justin Fields, and Patrick Mahomes.
Can I predict our record? I'm going to predict our record this week. We're going to go 3-1-1.
What is it?
The Chiefs are going to push. The Chiefs are going to push. The Jets are going to blow it, and then we're going to cover with these 3 disgusto teams. I think that's our record.
I'll take 3-1-1, dude.
3-1-1 would be great. I'm worried about this Chiefs wager. I know it's going to come down to, and here's Butker from 55 and the Chiefs win again and Herbert blew another one. Like that's what's going to happen.
Well, the good thing is you're going to be on 2 shows this week to pick the Chiefs -3. So you'll be ready. You'll be prepared for that one.
Yes,
as well.
That's true. That's true.
You'll be very prepared for that show. All right. College football. I did okay last week. I'll give you some thoughts so far, Matt, of what
it's fine.
Of what I have. Did you?
Yeah, I went undefeated.
Who'd you wager on last week?
I bet on Miami money line and Ohio State.
Miami, yes, 2 games. Okay, so a couple things I like. I took Michigan under 20.5 points at Oklahoma for a couple reasons. Last week we saw Michigan start Bryce Underwood, 18 years old, looked fantastic, true freshman. He's got a rifle, a cannon of an arm. But the offense, Matt, was very much, what's the best way to put it? Like limited is not the right word. I want to give credit to Michigan's offensive staff for putting together a very sound game plan for a quarterback making his first start against a bad team. Play action pass, RPO, read one guy, throw the ball, like just a very coordinated game plan. Now they're on the road in Oklahoma, in Norman. Different battle, buddy. Different life in this game. And I think they're going to struggle to move the ball. Their offensive line wasn't great against New Mexico. Oklahoma can play defense. This feels a lot like the Oklahoma-Alabama game late in the season when Oklahoma kind of choked out Alabama's offense. I think Michigan's going to struggle in this game. So I'm on Michigan. The other big game, Iowa State.
You're on Oklahoma or you're on Michigan? I'm
on Michigan under 20.5 points. I'm sorry. Okay, Michigan under 20.5 points.
Got it.
Iowa State. I got nothing in this game. Iowa State favored by 3. I just will tell you that, like, people were pumped for Iowa's quarterback, this transfer from South Dakota State. He was like 8 of 15 for 44 yards in game 1. So it's an inherent problem at Iowa. And I think Iowa State, I don't think I know, well-coached, good quarterback. Like, those are positives at home. Probably low-scoring games we see all the time. But that's what it is. So a couple of things. These are things I'm eyeing because, look, Oklahoma State, the line's not up right now. I grabbed 27.5 for Oregon. I think they're going to win this game by 6 touchdowns. Like, they're just going to dominate Oklahoma State. And I'm okay laying that. And then a couple bounce back opportunities, Matt. So Hank, our producer Hank, his Texas Longhorns play San Jose State this weekend. They're favored by 36.5. I'm fine with laying 36.5. They're going to, in my opinion, are just going to smoke San Jose State this weekend. They're going to be angry. They're going to be pissed about the Ohio State loss. They're going to take it on San Jose State. I like Indiana. I will bet Texas, by the way. I'm leaning Indiana here. Minus, was it 36.5 against Kennesaw State. The other one that I'm waiting to see where this nets out. USC plays Georgia Southern. They're favored by 28.5. I'm hoping we get some 28s back in the market. Georgia Southern lost 42-14 to Fresno State. They're terrible. And USC smashes bad teams in early in the season. Every single year, it's a Lincoln Riley special. I think they're just gonna dominate USC. The other one that's a very fishy number. Illinois is on the road at Duke. Duke is getting 3 points, Matt. Very fishy because Illinois is a team people talk about as a possible playoff team. Not here, not Geoff Schwartz, but to be a possible playoff team and near the top of the way people talk about them. Not here, other people talk about Illinois to be only a 3-point favorite at Duke, which doesn't have the best home field atmosphere. We're telling you, Duke's the right side here, Matt. I'm telling you, Duke's the right side. Duke last week was tied with Elon at halftime. Weird game. They won 45-17. After they got going, they have a new quarterback. Their quarterback transferred to Oregon State, but they got a new quarterback. Their drive chart was missed field goal, punt, field goal, then a touchdown, then a fumble. The half ended. Second half, touchdown. 4 touchdowns. Like, they got things going. They played better second half. They had 548 yards on offense. Like, the final score is misleading to how this game went. So I like Duke in this game to cover this game. I probably like them to win outright as well. So those are the wagers I have. It's Wednesday. I'll have some more as we go throughout this weekend. I would imagine you can follow me on social media. I'll put them on social media. I do my wagers of the week on my Twitter account. So go check that out. And that's college. Anything else you have for college, Matt?
Terrapins laying 17.5 to the Northern Illinois Huskies. Malik Washington, looking pretty good there, bud. Maryland might have a quarterback.
A sharp group sent out Northern Illinois, by the way, for this week.
Yeah, they tend to do really well.
I'm not saying that
against Power 4 teams.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that's always the way to play these with sharp groups. I'm just giving you the information about what's been sent out. This game, by the way, Friday night on Big Ten Network. So I think some of these teams are going to dominate bad teams this weekend. There's a lot of big numbers, a lot of ugly numbers this weekend. So be on the lookout for all of that. All right, Matt. Any last words here, buddy?
Well, go Daniel Jones and the Colts. Cleveland, Carolina, Colts, Jets, Chiefs. Let's go.
Cleveland, Carolina, Colts, Chiefs, Jets. Wow. We are going to enter a contest with these 5 picks a week on the DraftKings Sportsbook. They have pools up there. We're working on finalizing that, Matt, but these picks will be in a contest by kickoff this weekend. We'll play the contest. We'll give you our record each and every week. We're transparent about it. We laugh. We joke about it. We cheer. We celebrate. We are in despair, Matt. We hope you join us along this process. You fade us, follow us. I don't know, do whatever you want. But this is what we're doing with our wagers. So hope you enjoyed the first episode. Please rate, review, subscribe. Really helpful. Any feedback, send me a DM, send me a tweet, whatever. Text Matt, I guess. Maybe I think Matt gives out his number to everyone so you can have it on hand. Send Hank Groberg a DM, whatever, man. Just let us know. And we really appreciate it. We'll be back on Tuesday with a recap and then back again later in the week with this same exact show. Any last words, Matt?
Let's go. Here we go, Colts.
Let's go, Colts. On the band topic list. Talk to you guys next week. Take care, everyone. Have a good weekend watching some football.